talk Ahsoka.
Let's
Do
talk
it.
baby. Let's talk baby Ahsoka.
Did you say babe Ahsoka or baby Ahsoka?
Baby Ahsoka.
Okay. Because either one, I'm not gonna say that.
Wow, wow, wow.
Nah,
You know what? I just got an ad on Amazon for these vitamins called Smarty Pants. That's what you are. You're Mr. Smarty Pants. Mm-mm-mm. When do we even begin with this Ahsoka trailer?
well, it's good to know that Elon Musk is gonna be the villain of the series.
Yeah.
He just, I can't unsee it. He looks exactly like Elon.
Yep.
Just funny.
I'm honestly really confused. Ooh.
Okay. Whoa.
Really confused about the direction the series is going.
Okay.
We all know Dave Filoni even said it. This is Rebel season 5.
Okay. Right.
Which has got me a little concerned about Ahsoka, like the character.
Okay.
Because she was not a big part of Rebels. She was a small part.
She wasn't a big part of. Was she even really in?
Maybe
the World Between Worlds episode, right? And then that's really about
maybe in her total time with Rebels, maybe 7 total episodes,
right
of the entire 73 episodes. So, and that's not counting like any times when she was Fulcrum talking through the computer, like actual on-screen Ahsoka.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a little nervous to see about her. I hope they don't overly focus on like Sabine or Hera or Ezra or anything like that. I'm just more or less confused about Balin and the one chick. Shin. On my shin shoes. I don't know. Like I get that Balin is a Order 66 survivor. Mm-hmm. He knew of Anakin, or maybe he knew him personally. Who knows? I'm getting the impression maybe a little personal because he said that Anakin spoke highly of her.
Right.
Which, I mean, come on now. You can't tease Anakin Skywalker in the trailer and then not get the, give me the impression that...
Twice?
Yeah. Come on.
They almost had me crying, bro. I swear, I was like, if they tease Anakin in this, like, if I see him, I will literally, like, bawl my eyes out.
Like, come on. Hayden's going to be in the series.
Oh, 100%. Like, 100%. I don't know how prominently. I hope.
You know what? I think I'd be more surprised if he wasn't at all.
Right. Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's my thoughts. I'd be more surprised that he isn't.
Oh my god, bro! I'm gonna go nuts when he goes, "Hey, Snips," and just a Hayden voice. I'm just gonna lose. I'm gonna lose it right there. Because
it should only be said by Matt Lanter.
I don't know, man. Hayden saying it would be just different, bro. So this upcoming school year, I'm in a suite. So it's just 4 guys, living together. So like, if I'm in the common room, they're gonna be thinking I'm having like a serious meltdown because I literally just will be on the floor like crying, tears of joy.
But no, another thing, I'm not gonna lie, that has me just a tad bit concerned. What is the fact that it is a 2-episode premiere?
You don't like that. You never like that. To be fair.
No, I don't, because to me it gives me the impression that they're not confident in the series, so they're just trying to get it over with. The only time that I have ever
Kenobi.
I can't say I felt the utmost confidence from Lucasfilm from that. The only time where I was like, okay, it's acceptable here was Andor.
Right, because that was an arc.
That was an arc, so that made sense. That 3 episodes should come out.
Wait. But from like a marketing thing, like perspective, it makes sense.
Kind of. the thing is, you want your series to like be out there for a long period of time.
Right. It's still
If you,
7 weeks. It's still 2 months.
I know. Which I forgot it was 8 episodes. I
I
could
don't
have
think it's
sworn it.
even been. I think it's 8. I don't think it's been. I assume it's 8.
Yeah, I think it's been confirmed, but like not by like not
Not
majorly
well
like
enough.
no, not even not well enough. Just like not majorly like talked about.
Hmm.
But like even then, yeah, I guess 7 weeks still. It's just like you feel like I don't know. I feel like personally, you would want to make sure that even if it is only one extra week, because I mean, as I'm sure you know, in the world of streaming, as soon as you're not coming out anymore, you're not talked about anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, look, we can all sit here and say things like Squid Games and Stranger Things were these massive blockbusters, which I'm sure they were. But who's
Last of
talking about
Us.
who? Yeah, who's talking about Squid Game still? Who's talking about Last of Us? Who's talking about Stranger Things? Who's talking about that stuff? No one.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. Yeah, who's talking about all that stuff? Not me. Because you know why? It's not relevant anymore.
We talk about the relevance. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's the relevance. So I feel like with a show like Ahsoka and a like, come on, like a top 10 of almost every Star Wars fan's favorite character.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Top five, top three. You know, I feel like you'd want it to be longer.
That's
Maybe that's just
fair.
maybe that's just me.
That's
I don't
fair.
know.
No, that's totally fair. Um, yeah, I mean, I just that I'm not as worried about. To me, my excitement level for the show is like a 10. Like it's not even close.
Yes,
It's a 10. I
it's
haven't been this excited for something in a very like I can't tell you. No Way Home.
mm. I'm still I'm not at a 10 yet. I think just
Maybe Kenobi.
yeah, I think I'm at like the Kenobi level right now. I think I'm like at like an 8 out of 10 on my hype. I'm really excited, but am I staying up 3 a.m. excited? Not right now.
I think I am.
Not right now.
I think I haven't been this excited since I think I'm more excited for this than I was Kenobi. Because I think Kenobi, I saw some holes, I saw some problems. I think
Mm,
this, I think, has the chance to be because I love Dave Filoni's Star Wars. And again, this trailer and stuff has brought up the discussion again. Is like, how good is Dave Filoni? And I'm like, I, I think anytime we doubt him, he makes something incredible. Anytime a
mm,
little seed of doubt creeps in, you start to doubt him a little bit. But I think when he has his own characters, he makes the best stuff ever. Like it's like the
oh
best
yeah.
stuff. It's when he has his own characters, he makes the best stuff. There's not a question about that. He has his toys.
Except a gunslinger. Except that.
Right, but I'm saying like his babies, like these are his characters, right?
Are you
Especially
trying to
Rebel.
say Toro Talican is not his baby?
I
Yeah.
I am, I am, I am,
What? He's like a
I
Dave
am,
Filoni top 10.
I am.
Maybe top 10 bottom of the list.
Yes. Um, but I think he's gonna blow it away, and also I kind of hope so because if this series is not good to really great, I'm starting to have questions about the Mandoverse because that would be 3 projects in a row where I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, excuse me, sorry. But no, I have confidence. In Dave we trust. Maybe that's what
Right,
I gotta get. When you would for my new room, maybe I gotta just get a big in Dave we trust sign.
right.
Get a nice big bright LED board for it too. In
And
Dave we trust.
Filoni, we trust.
Like it's not gonna be in Feige we trust. We don't trust Feige anymore.
Oh,
No, we don't. But yeah, I have the utmost confidence that Ahsoka is going to be great because I think it is a Dave Filoni helmed project.
mm-hmm.
And again, like you said, Dave has those things. When he's pushed against a wall, he can pop out some good miracles. I think Rebels is probably in my opinion, his greatest showing of that.
I think it's his. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of Rebels. You know this. I will say it might be his most underrated thing.
Dude, it's untouched in my opinion.
It's
Untouched.
slept on.
I think Rebels. Whenever we start getting some of those, look. Rebels is not a 100% perfect show. Whenever we
No.
start getting some of those wonky episodes, like remember, let's go back season 2. We would get episodes like Mystery of Chopper Base, and then we'd get Twilight of the Apprentice right after.
Right.
It's just like, bro, like anybody who was questioning Dave Filoni's cooking ability, stop.
But to me, Dave like embodies like George's spirit. Like he does truly feel like George's successor, right?
Yeah.
Anytime I watch Filoni Star Wars, I'm like, okay, that feels like something George would make. Now, I'm not saying all of Star Wars needs to be like what George made, right? Because I think Star Wars needed to grow beyond that, and it has with things like, Kenobi and Andor, the sequel trilogy. But
Yeah.
there's still something so nostalgic even for us when I watch like a something Filoni, because it just feels and is written and is shot like
Yeah.
Star Wars.
It's Star Wars to its core.
Yeah, he gets it. Anytime he talks about it, even when he said, now he did say something in a promo for Ahsoka. He said Anakin's the greatest Jedi of all time, or something to that avail, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he gets it. Like he gets it. And again, people obviously, they want to take that as like he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's also like a cut up clip from like an interview.
Look, at this point, if you are in 2023 and you are still taking interview like clips out of context, man, you got no right being on the internet.
Right.
Like you honestly have no right to
He
even like
probably does
have
not
a
mean
phone.
literally he's the greatest Jedi of all time. He's definitely the most important. Like the story of Star Wars is Anakin. Like it just
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. But it's just like, dude, it's crazy because you're just like you hear all these people taking this guy out of context and whatnot. It also gives me bad flashbacks to that like Steven Spielberg interview recently
Oh
that
yeah.
taken out of context. Dude, it's just like, man, I honestly wonder what goes through some people's minds.
Right. Right.
I honestly wonder what goes through people's minds when they're just like, I sound smart when I say that.
Yeah.
But anywho, wherever we just were, like
Yeah.
Dave Filoni, man, I got all the confidence in him that he's gonna make this show a bang. I have all the confidence in him. Look again, yes, Dave has fumbled the bag once or twice, but I mean, if you look at what he hasn't fumbled, it's like, wow, you know what? Those one or two things aren't so bad after all.
Right.
Like again, let's not forget the people who are running with this story of Dave is not ready for this stuff. Like Dave Filoni is also the person who made like the Clone Wars, like all of it.
Well, look at his live action resume. The Jedi,
The Jedi, yeah,
the pilot of The Mandalorian, which I would say is very successful.
yeah, absolutely. Again, I think his only live action fumble was the Gunslinger.
Yeah.
And that's just because you put like one of the most boring people in the focal point of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally a no name. It felt like,
I,
it
yeah,
was bad.
yeah. It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like Toro Calican was a background character that they made a main character.
You just felt like a human version of Colonel Meeber Gascon.
Exactly, yeah. I just like,
Just
yeah. I mean, I get like, again, I understand that, again, I'll say it one time, I'll say it a million times. Dave has fumbled the bag, yes. But Dave is also, again, Siege of Mandalore, Mortis, Umbara, Twilight of the Apprentice, 0 Hour.
the Rebels finale.
Rebels finale. The Rebels, like, season 2 premiere. Like, Dave is responsible for so much good. And I'm going to say it. You notice a project like The Bad Batch, Kenobi, to a degree, Andor. You notice those are the shows that kind of feel a little bit too disconnected from Star Wars.
Hmm.
It's because they don't have the big boy on top of it.
Yeah, and he is the creative head over
Mhm.
there, right? So I'm sure like everything goes like
Oh yeah,
creative
goes
goes through
through
him.
him, but he's
But
not
when he's
present.
attached to what you're
Yeah,
saying when he's like attached to a project, it's
yeah,
different. Yeah,
yeah. It's different because again, it's George Lucas Jr.
right,
who's like helming these projects.
right.
In my opinion, maybe call this blasphemy, but I think Dave Filoni understands Star Wars better than George Lucas ever could.
See, now this gets into a whole nother thing. I really don't. Okay, this discussion to me is very similar to in sports when we have the goat discussion of a sport, right? Because it's
Yeah,
really so subjective and it's
yeah,
hard to compare eras. To
oh yeah.
me, like it would be disrespectful of me to say that the creator of something doesn't know it as well as somebody else.
I mean,
I
and
just
look, the reason why I say that though is Dave is more consistent than George, and what I mean, not consistently with good projects or anything. Like let's be real here. Let's say from the Mandalorian season 2 and onward, the
mhm,
general theme of these shows, apart from Andor, and I guess if you want to say a quasi Book of Boba Fett,
right,
it has all had the same through line: cloning, cloning,
right.
cloning, cloning, cloning. It is a recurring theme constantly. George, in my opinion, never could do anything like that. Any time where George would start to go on a good idea, he would completely switch directions and go somewhere else. And like for instance, what comes to mind with me is just uh like the original trilogy. Now, granted, yes, you can make some defense of that, but like look no further than the relationship of Luke and Leia from episode 4 to 5 to 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he didn't know what he wanted to do until it was time to cross that bridge. And Dave is more methodical. He plans it. He has planned it out, set moment for moment, scene by scene, line by line.
Absolutely. He's
And
very
George,
Kevin Feige in that
yeah,
sense.
George for a good majority of his Star Wars creation was just like, well, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be interesting. Let's make them siblings. I don't know why we're making them siblings, but we're gonna make them
But
siblings.
here's the thing, though. I just think it's so because I can't stand when people say that. I heard somebody like the other day was like Ryan Johnson understands Star Wars better than George Lucas ever
No, I
could.
don't agree.
It's
No,
like,
I don't agree with that. No,
how can you
but
say that? That's
there's a
so crazy to
there
me.
is a difference though between like saying Dave Filoni gets it more or
I agree.
like Kathy Kelly gets it more.
I
There's a
agree.
difference because Dave, as weird as it's going to be sound, was groomed for this position. He was
Right.
groomed to be the successor to George.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like from a creative standpoint, he was handpicked by Dave Filoni to be the next guy.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure we're going to hear about it soon in the next 10 years that we're going to get Dave Filoni's going to get a little Dave Filoni.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
that Dave Filoni in 40 years, he's going to get a Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
It's going to be a constant recurring theme that the
Yeah.
knowledge from George is always going to be passed on. But again, I always say this, okay? 9 out of 10 best moments in Star Wars or anything like that never have come from George. He has had
Oh,
some major moments that were just like, yeah, George, that was really good. And then he also didn't like sand.
yeah. No, I mean,
But like
I,
Dave, in my opinion, he consistently like not only gets the lore of Star Wars, but he knows how to build it. And George just seemed very like, well, I don't know, just make it make sense, I guess.
well, I think the difference is, Alex. I think we just live. I think it simply comes down to this. George was making this story for himself. It was his story. Dave, I think more so now thinks about the fans.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's
look,
that simple, really.
but
I think we're gonna boil it
but
to this.
also though, I think for the originals you could make that argument. I don't think so for the prequels.
Oh, I disagree with that. I still think the
No,
prequels are George telling his story.
and I think that though because think about Jar Jar. He literally has said multiple times in interview, "Well, the kids will love him, so we got to make him funny. We got to make him so funny that we give him galactic powers."
I agree with that, but like Attack of the Clones is still a political story.
It's a bad political story, though.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but it's still very George in nature. It's like still very George in nature.
Oh, sure, yeah,
They're just different filmmaking. Like I can't say that. I get what you're saying. I just can't say that.
Sure,
I just can't say that. I can't do it.
I can. George doesn't get his own product as good as his successor.
That's
How about
fair.
that?
That's fair.
How about
That's
that?
fair.
How about that? And I think it's going to show in Ahsoka.
I think Ahsoka's going to be great. I really have high
hopes. We haven't
hopes.
even talked that much about the trailer, but it's just because like it's not that there's not a lot to talk about from the trailer. There is a lot. Like Sabine trained with Ahsoka at one point.
Master. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't like this.
Very weird that they're kind of dropping some subtle hints that Sabine was force sensitive.
I don't know. I do not like this.
No, and I'm interpreting that line of her calling Ahsoka master more as like a dig at Ahsoka,
right?
More than like a serious thing. That's how I'm seeing it.
Because she said it kind of mockingly.
Yeah. She said it. I don't know if you remember, but like she said it like how when Ezra called Kanan master,
right?
Times in Rebels, like very pokingly, very
condescending. Yeah.
And I got that from the trailer as well. Also trying to think.
I don't think Ezra's really going to be in any of this show.
Post credit scene.
I think he'll be in season 2.
If it gets season 2.
Well, actually, scratch that. I do know Ezra's in this show.
Do you know some secret intel you'd like to share with the class?
Can't.
This is okay.
Online. I mean, it's online. I just don't want to share it on a public platform where people may.
Okay, no, I get you.
I can share some of it after.
But no, it's I don't know. I think I'm interested in the prospect that Sabine was trained not as a Jedi but as a fighter.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I felt like what more training did she need?
I have so many questions about like Sabine and how she fits into all this because she kind of like her homeworld was taken back. Well, also we learned that this takes place during that.
Yes, we were told the other day that Ahsoka and season 3 of The Mandalorian are concurrently taking place.
So it would make sense that she didn't give a shit about what was happening because it's still very. It was like I was like very confused.
But big but. My thing is this. And it sounds like I'm talking about the MCU right now. Where was Sabine during all this? You know, where was Ahsoka during the original trilogy? Where was anybody that we know from Rebels that's going to show up? Where were these people? Now, again, just a preface. I know we're probably going to get this all answered. But like I was talking to my manager at work, and he was even kind of saying, he was like, I just don't buy into these shows. He was saying that he didn't buy into the shows about like Ahsoka and all that. He was like, because honestly, what I want answered more than anything is, where were you?
Right.
Could you imagine the Battle of Endor with Ahsoka
and Luke?
Ahsoka and Luke take on Vader and the Emperor. Ahsoka on the ground of Endor.
Yeah.
Like
oh yeah, that's the big one to me. Where the hell was Ahsoka during that? If I'm Luke, I'm gonna be like, bro.
Yeah, if I'm Luke, I'm gonna be like, it's very nice to meet you. I'm gonna do the Miles Morales hand on the shoulder. Where the fuck were you the last 5 years though?
Bro, I literally fought my dad
Like, no,
Who
I
was
would even
your
be,
master?
I would even be like, you want to know something? Because you weren't here, like, probably close to 5,000 people died because of you. For you not being here. Just keep that in mind when we talk.
Because, like, where was she?
Dude, like, that's what I'm saying. This show.
Because post Rebels, we just have no clue.
This show, man, I'm telling you, it has to answer these questions.
Because Luke has to be in it, right? I feel like Luke has to be in it.
I think so.
Leia, even. Come
Sure.
on, Dave's not.
Point,
come on, you got it. You tell me Dave's not gonna give us a scene with Ahsoka, Luke, Leia, and Anakin.
At this point, I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm just like, man, it honestly bugs me inside, like how little these major questions are being answered. And or what makes it worse? Or what makes it worse is when we ask these questions, and when somebody in the community, I'm not naming names, no lore masters will be dropped on this channel. It's not that important. Stop over caring about it.
Says the people who care about stupidest minute facts on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll care about the dumbest shit on the planet, and then, like, we ask, like, a simple question, like, hey,
and
where was Ahsoka during, like, major event known as Endor?
You know
what?
Where
is she chilling?
I give a pass for the Battle of Yavin. Hell, I even give maybe a little bit of a pass for the Battle of Hoth.
Oh, absolutely.
But Endor? You didn't try and tell me she was
just
stuck
what
on
is she
Malachor?
doing? She's Fulcrum. She's literally a part of the Rebel Alliance. What is she doing? Where is she?
This is the problem with retroactive storytelling. Is again,
also, I hope Ahsoka dies by the end of whatever this is.
Yeah, not to harp on what my manager said, but he even said it. He said that he loves Ahsoka, but Ahsoka is one of the worst characters for Star Wars. And I asked him, I was like, "What do you mean by that?" He was like, "She's just a character that Dave Filoni will not let die."
No, Dave will never kill her.
He was like,
she's not going to die.
He said, just imagine the story of Star Wars and all of these what questions, where, who, what, when, why. Imagine it's all just solved when she dies if she dies in Rebel Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Vader kills her on Malachor.
I will never forget when I watched that episode. And I'm watching that episode. I'm like at the edge of my seat. And then I after the episode, I'm like reflecting the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's it? She's still alive?
Yeah, and then it's like, and then they bring her back in a really lame way.
I hate the World Between Worlds.
I like the World Between Worlds on paper. On paper, it's really cool. But in execution, it undermined what would have been a super emotional death.
And it would, I think, even make Vader's turn back to the light even more incredible.
I think, for me, I think, the World Between Worlds works for something like with what Ezra had to go through.
Right.
Like, he had to face the reality that no matter what he did, there was no stopping Kanan's death.
Right. And even if he did, he's going to kill everybody else.
Yeah. And even if he could stop it, everybody around him, including himself, would be dead right now.
Right.
Bam.
Which begs the question, how would it work if he pulled Kanan out?
Who knows? We don't answer questions here. We just make them.
Would he Thanos snap in that?
But no, it's just like that is something to me that I'm just like, the World Between Worlds works for that, for a good character progression. But I mean, I straight up am saying that the World Between Worlds literally undid someone's death.
Yeah,
Ahsoka should have been dead, and so I want
Vader should have sliced her in half.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I want I need a like top tier reason why she wasn't present for anything. I want like
Right.
I don't want like some small. Oh, I was busy exploring the galaxy to find myself. Again, uh, can you explain that to the people who died on that Mon Calamari cruiser? Because they got blown up by the Death Star.
Mm.
Explain it to them that I was a little busy exploring myself, so I couldn't help. I couldn't help because I was a little confused if I wanted to identify as a Jedi or an unaligned Force user.
What would you think would be a good explanation?
I honestly can't think of one.
She was stuck on Malachor.
That's such a bullshit thing, though. What'd she eat? What'd she drink? I didn't see no rivers on that place. Did she eat the corpse of dead people? She hearing voices now? No.
That's the only thing I got, man.
Bullshit. If she's not stuck on Malachor, then no excuse.
Do you think Filoni will kill her?
No.
I think she's gonna die.
No. In her own series?
None. This Mandoverse movie.
Maybe. But even
because
then,
if she doesn't die then, when does she die?
Even then, Dave Filoni has teased, or he said that, like, when we hear her voice in The Rise of Skywalker, it didn't have to be because she was dead.
Then that would bring up even, like, more questions. Where was she during not just the original trilogy, but where was she during the sequel trilogy? What if in just the new Jedi Order movie, we just see, like, an old-ass Ahsoka just teaching kids on the side, and I'm like, what? Just be like, what in the movie theater is happening? What if Ahsoka just lives forever?
Oh my god. I just straight up, dude. I wouldn't even know what to say again. I love Ahsoka. I know it sounds like I'm bashing Ahsoka.
No, I love Ahsoka.
I
love to listen. I'm so OG. I loved Ahsoka since the beginning when I was a little kid.
But listen, it's not an Ahsoka problem. It's a Dave Filoni problem.
Yeah, kill your characters, man.
Like, what's funny though is he's so prone. If you're a clone, you're fair game though. If you're a clone trooper, you're fair game.
If you're not named Rex, yeah, he's not gonna die either.
If you're not named Rex, then if you are Rex or Ahsoka, you're done. You're done. Oh my god, my room is so much more echoey. I'm hearing it now. I'm sorry if I sound very echoey. I have nothing on my walls. So
Rex, you think we'll see him?
Sure, why not?
We'll see everybody.
Tamora Morrison was filming around this time, so you know what? I could see it. I could see it.
What else do we want to talk about from this trailer? I mean, the trailer to me was not that good. Maybe it was because I was already so excited. Like, I didn't need to see anything else.
Yeah.
We saw a Purgle.
Yeah. I think, honestly...
Giant-ass Purgle. That was cool.
I think what's going to be revealed is that the trailer footage that we saw was from the first 2 episodes. That's why they revealed it was a 2-episode premiere.
Right.
I'm trying to remember what recent series did that? Where the trailer, the big second trailer was just footage from the first 2 episodes.
Mando? Was it Mando?
I don't remember.
Something.
Yeah. Inquisitor person.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with that.
They named him. I don't remember what it was.
Merrick?
Yeah, Merrick.
Like Merrick?
Marin or Merrick or something like that. Cool.
I don't know.
Look, it still looks very similar to the 8th brother.
Maybe.
You know, look, I gotta. I'm still trying to understand what Baylan and Shin's purpose is.
Well, they work for Thrawn.
Yeah, presumably, yes. Also, Elsbeth is Force sensitive.
Is she?
Guess.
I can't. Oh, okay.
We see her using the Force.
All I'm gonna say is Dathomir.
Oh yeah, I mean it was it was definitely like Night Sister magic, but I mean, hey, Night Sister magic is the Force still, so
Okay, I'll tease this out. She's a Night Sister,
a Sister of the Night.
but the Night Sisters didn't originate on Dathomir. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
So she is very powerful.
She doesn't look very powerful.
Which is
Man,
also like, why didn't she use it against Ahsoka? But
or why didn't she use it when she was taking over Fondor or
right,
whatever it was called?
Balin and Shin are interested. I don't know where the Inquisitor. Like, there's so many dark side users. Like, I don't know how they. I'm sure they're just all pawns of Thrawn. Do you think the Inquisitor could be Barriss?
No, because it's a guy.
Is it?
Because he's referred to as he.
Okay, not Barriss.
I think it honestly is probably just going to be revealed that it's the eighth brother. Because listen, in Star Wars, just like real life, you know, there's death, taxes. Those are the two things in Star Wars. There is never falling from heights is actually death. And
there's death, taxes, and rebirth.
Yeah, in Star Wars. You're never really dead in Star Wars. I'm still waiting. I want one thing more than ever. Just because, I feel like if anybody Dave Filoni could pull off, I would want to see Luke Skywalker.
Oh, God.
Luke with two U's. I don't know.
No.
I'm excited to see. What, man? I gotta know. I got to know what Ahsoka was up to.
Yeah, I think that is a big question.
What if the excuse was she was asleep when when Mon Mothma called her and she didn't have her ringer on? That was the excuse.
We see Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
And this is like the opposite of Mon Mothma we see in Andor, kind of the downfall of Mon Mothma. Obviously, she's going to be the one that kind of... Obviously, there's a fleet. There's a New Republic fleet. I assume that they're not going to do anything.
And they're already using, what's it called? They're already using the Resistance era stuff, too.
Are they?
Yeah, they're using Resistance X-Wings and A-Wings.
Interesting. Again, we don't know how far we are on the timeline because they haven't...
Yeah. At this rate, honestly, who knows? We could be 10 years after The Mandalorian. Season 1.
I think it's probably 10 years post Return of the Jedi.
Who knows at this point, man? I mean, they make your minds up. That's all I can say. Make your minds up, story.
I'm super excited, man. I don't got much else to say about the trailer, but just in general, I am super excited with this show. The trailer didn't do much for me, like I said.
Yeah,
it was cool to see Thrawn, and all that, but you know,
yeah. And again,
didn't do much.
Like I told you, he looked exactly like how I thought he would.
Yeah, cool to see Lothal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, looks literally ripped right out of the series. So
yeah. I mean, it looked great
for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got to say about the trailer.